Hello Taurus, and welcome to your August 2016 General Tarot Card Read. Dee here along with my dear friend Miss Lucy.
Hello.
First off, we'd like to say thank you for all of you guys' overwhelming support that you've given us, your comments, the emails that we've received. We really appreciate hearing from you because we do this for you, not for us, and we want you to know that and that we're here for you. That being said, for you, those of you that may have just found us and that we're new for you, what happens basically is Lucy and I do 3 reads. Now, please remember that these are general reads. They may not resonate with you, but you've got 3 different reads to pick from. Lucy does a read, I do a read, and then we do a combined read together. And then we usually pull an oracle card to kind of either reinforce the read. Sometimes it's 1, sometimes it's 3. We don't know, but this time it was just 1 for you guys. We also have 2 cards that we use that are our pull-ins for the month that we did in your year review, and we've been using those. We've been really felt like that was what we were supposed to do, and so far it's rang true with the reads that we've received. If these do not resonate with you, look at your sun and moon and rising sign videos instead and get kind of an idea. If you don't know how to find those, there's a couple links in the back in the past where you could just look it up. It's a free type of a thing. You can even probably type it into Google or something like that to see what your chart is and what you need for your rising and sun sign and your moon sign. That being said, let's go ahead and start. We'll start with the card that Lucy pulled for the month,
Which is the High Priestess. Now, the High Priestess is feminine energy. The suggestion here is heart overhead this time, okay? Listen to the wisdom of your heart. Trust your instincts and your gut. Take your inspiration and translate it into action. As in all things too, don't act in haste, okay? That's her. And then we have the 9 of Pentacles. Now this indicates achievement, accomplishment, plenty. As you can see, the lady there is standing in amongst all these pentacles. She's got fine robes on, so butterflies and the whole thing there. So this is by your own hard work and the choices you made. You have all this achievement here. You're satisfied and enjoy your life. I mean, who wouldn't? Really? Now the message here is, however, as you can see, she is standing, or this person, it could be a man, she's standing there alone. Now that is by her choice also, but perhaps she's changed her mind, but you feel like you might be lacking something, might be a little dissatisfied. Perhaps it's time to enter into a relationship or change your life just a little bit, change your lifestyle, go out among people more. And don't be afraid to change it, okay? Don't be afraid. Don't let fear hold you back. Just because you haven't done it to this point doesn't mean that you can't, okay? And next we have the King of Wands. Now the King of Wands, of course, is masculine energy. Honest and trustworthy. As you can see, he's well off too. It indicates a professional. Strong-willed, focused, determined. When you put your attention to a venture or a situation, you channel all of your energy and your skills there. And your sense of being right is very strong. So don't take that to the extreme of it's my way or the highway. The caution here is to take advice when needed. Trust those around you. I mean, Wands is about resources and stuff, so you worked hard, and the people around you have worked hard to get where you are too, so trust them to have their best interest and your best interest at heart. Okay. And then we have the Magician. You can see the look on this gentleman's face is very serious, so I say he's a serious man about serious business. Here. Controlling all of that, so you have the skill set that you need. It's confidence, it's creativity, it's skill, it's a communication. And so the message here is to be fully aware of your actions and their consequences. Use your discipline and be responsible. If you make a mistake, own up to it. If you caused it, it's your responsibility, okay? Be the adult. And like the caution here is, don't be manipulative. don't use your power to influence others in the wrong direction. There's no need for that. Life is difficult enough for most people. They don't need to be manipulated by someone else, okay? And the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant is about knowledge and wisdom on pretty much all levels. Knowledgeable universe, you know, our understanding and utilization of that, and then of course passing that on. So the caution here, or the message here too, is don't disdain tradition just because you don't agree with everything about it. You can still use portions of that or a lot of it to create with usefulness and beauty. But also, there is a caution here, don't blindly follow tradition. Make sure it fits into your beliefs and the truth that you have set up, that you live your life by, excuse me. Don't put your square peg in a round hole or expect to fit something that is just not. Don't force it. Don't force yourself, because in the long run, it's you that pays, okay? And then we have Justice. Justice is a karmic balance. It is about balance, equality, fairness. And it indicates here that if you're questioning why something is happening, perhaps you need to look to your past actions and to see if they had anything to do with the situation that you're in now. Did you probably push when you shouldn't have? Did you probably lay back when you shouldn't have? When you should have got involved, did you stay behind? When you should have let go, did you hold on too tightly? That's what is needed here. You need to question yourself and say, okay, some of this is my fault too. Take the responsibility and learn from your mistakes to make a better reality for yourself now, in the now. Forgive yourself for the mistakes you have made. Live in the now. The past is something you cannot change.
So one of the things that when Lucy or I pull a majority of major arcana on the different cards, there's usually a reason. And for Lucy, she's pulled quite a few for this month for you, Taurus.
Yes, I have.
So this is a pretty impactful month for you. I really feel that.
Well, again, the High Priestess is you. Maybe it's time to lead with your heart and not your head so much.
And your money.
Yeah. Follow your instincts a little bit and give into your gut. I mean, it's not good all the time to be alone. And yes, you are an authority figure. I mean, look at it. I mean, but be flexible here too. And the Magician. Of course you have the power. Of course you have the skills. Of course you do. The caution there is don't use them against people. Don't be manipulative. Don't be controlling. That's not what is intended for your life. And the Hierophant is there to lead you to. It's knowledge. It's how you use that knowledge to benefit yourself and others is the important thing. And then Justice. Yes, if you have done something wrong, if you know it in your heart, it is yours to take responsibility for. Don't do it again. Make a happier future for yourself. Live in the now and a healthy future. Okay?
All right.
So, yeah.
All right, now we're going to start on my read. The card that I pulled for you guys for the month for your overall is the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is about sometimes where you feel like you're going through a lot of hardships and survivals, but it's also a rediscovering of hope. And for a lot of people, this is about financial matters or your earthly matters, your material and your well-being and all that too. So I think that for some of you, you felt a little bit of a hardship at the beginning of this month and feeling like you're just going through to survive. But I want you to keep yourself open because there's a rediscovery of hope going to be happening for you for this month. The first card that I pulled is the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is about structure. It's about authority. It's about setting boundaries. It's about rules and regulations, and sometimes it can even be about fatherhood. The Emperor is somebody that all of the different suits come to for advice. He has pretty much everything in his control and in his hands, if you see from the card too. That being said, it's a masculine energy, but it's something that females can also attribute to, so don't feel that it has to be just one or the other. But I really feel for you guys, this is setting the tone for you for the beginning of the month. You need to start setting your boundaries. You need to be authoritative in what you're doing, but yet don't be too harsh. You need to kind of go with a paternal instinct of a fathering thing. You're going to be mentoring people, you're going to be setting boundaries, and you're going to be going about this month especially. The next card I pulled is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is about, it's the beginning of a new process. It's about intellect. It's about logic. Your swords are about your thinking process and your logistic ability. And it's about, you're going to start getting all these really cool ideas. You're going to start brainstorming again and thinking about things. Once you set your boundaries, it's going to, and be that paternal, be more paternal to people. It's going to open up new ideas for you. You're going to be able to rule with correct intent. You're going to be able to be a lot more beneficial, or what's the word?
Open.
Yeah. Open to being able to help other people and to do that. So enjoy this time. It's going to be a big push for your mind. You're going to get a lot of clarity and a lot of good ideas coming your way. That being said, on the flip side of the coin, I got the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is about worrying. It's about allowing the what ifs to become what are. And it's not always that way. We have a tendency, and if you see on the card, there's the moon. There are times where we don't see things clearly and we just focus on the what ifs more than we focus on the what are. And it can actually turn them into that. And you don't want to do that this month. You've had a burst of creative ideas and you've had a burst of new ideas and your logic and stuff, but don't flip to the other side of it, which is, you know, letting your worries and stuff guide you and all that too. Don't let them take over and become real. It's just not reality. So keep that in mind. Be logical and realize that some of this stuff is not reality. Then the next card I pulled is the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is about trust. It's about, if you see the woman there, she's got a blindfold over her eyes and she's looking, she's under the influence of the moon, but she's listening to herself. She has two different paths to go and her thinking process. So going from that burst of creative and logical and the new ideas, going to the worries, but then coming back, you need to center yourself back into yourself and realize that you do have the ability to make these decisions. Trust. Take that moment to have that peace, because if you look, she's pretty peaceful even though she's blindfolded, and it's by choice. So don't let the things around you and the chaos that's around you rule you. Take time to yourself. Shut out the rest of the world, listen to yourself, and move forward. Because at the end of the month, you're going to have a huge burst of energy and burst of activity going around you. It's going to feel a little bit chaotic, but things are going to start really happening for you. There might be some messages coming for you. There might even be, for some of you, the decisions and the new ideas are going to promote you to travel. And I really think that it's going to bring about a lot of good change in your life. And I think it's a good thing. So be open to these new ideas. Be open to possibly traveling. Be open to the messages that are coming your way and this new burst of energy, because it's going to help clarify you and all the stuff that happened at the beginning of the month. Okay? So focus on the hope of the things getting better in your life. Be that paternal but yet authoritative person so that all these new ideas will come. Don't let the worries overwhelm you, and take the time to really close yourself off at times. Don't listen to anybody else. You got what you need internally, and then just move forward. You got some good stuff coming your way, Taurus. So now we're going to do the combined read. And again, it's always interesting how Lucy and I work, because she does she pulls her own and I pull mine, and we, of course, we take the time and meditate, and then we come together and do this. And it always amazes us how things just seem to flow. And for you guys, you've got a lot of progression in this next read that we're going to do. So the two cards that we pulled over for the month is the High Priestess and the Five of Pentacles. The High Priestess being about listening to your intuition, to listening to yourself. And the Five of Pentacles is just like rediscovering your hope. So listen to yourself. Let that hope be rediscovered. Be more on the positive side and not the negative. Don't be optimistic. Focus on that there. Yes, you've gone through some hardships and stuff, and you're a survivor, but you're pulling forward and moving forward for this month.
Yes.
You know, like you said, with the Nine of Pentacles, it's all about your self-accomplishments and the things
Yes,
that
it
you've
is.
done and everything too. But yet I see a couple here. And I think that for somebody, there's a couple where you guys have worked really hard. You've come along. And for some of you, I really feel that one of you feels that you've done way more in the relationship. But this person has been your backbone, and you need to remember that, because it's not always about just what you've accomplished. It's about what you've accomplished together. So that was kind of a sideline, because it's for one specific, actually it's for two specific people. But go ahead and set your boundaries. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you've worked really hard, but now it's time to be a little bit more magnanimous and start opening up your world and being there for other people, and being that authoritative, father, paternalistic type of a person that you need to be for the people around you. And this spread has no cups in it.
Okay.
There's not a lot of emotion in it. It's a lot of your thinking process, and
Unless you look at the High Priestess a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically it.
For us to see that there's not a lot of emotion in
And
this
then
one.
this one says maybe it's time to do trust your heart a bit.
Right.
And it's the only one.
The King of Wands, somebody who's very creative. He knows who he is. And then the Ace of Swords, all these new ideas.
Yep.
Be confident in all these ideas that you've got coming your way. Be that King of Wands. And again, it doesn't have to be just a male. It can be a female too. It's knowing who you are and what you have to offer, and being confident and moving forward. So move forward with these ideas that you have. You've got a new beginning happening here, and it's going to help you with your intellect and your logic, and move forward. It's good.
Creativity process.
Yes, very.
Cuts there.
So one thing about the Magician, when you pair it with this, the Magician does have the tools at his hands, but sometimes he doesn't use them correctly, or sometimes it's a learning process. And I think for some of you, you're going to feel overwhelmed and go, oh, I should have done this. I should have done that. What if I'd have done this? What if I'd have done that? Just remember that, again, you have all of these at your disposal. All these resources are at your disposal. Yes, you're going to make mistakes. It happens.
Everybody does.
Yes.
The positive thing there is to learn from them.
Right. And that's what the Magician does.
Take responsibility for them and learn from them. Be responsible.
And I really feel that you need to just step back and let the magic of the moment happen. Don't try to force something into happening just because you're worried about it. Just kind of step back and let it happen, and watch, because you've got all of the resources available to you. The next two is the Hierophant and the Two of Swords. And I think that for some of you, you have some decisions you need to make, and you may be being told certain things in your religion or in some kind of learning institution for you, and you really need to kind of shut down and listen to yourself on this. Be open to what's being told you, and the structure. I think it's important.
Yeah, but you need to make sure that it fits your belief system.
Right.
That it fits and you can live with it. That is the most important thing. It's not how somebody else lives with it, it's how you live with it.
Right.
Okay? It has to fit you. And if you can reshape it, retool it, why not? People do it all the time.
Especially if it works for you that way.
All the time.
Everybody's different, and you can't be a cookie cutter. You're not that way, Taurus.
No,
You not need to be
nobody is.
fit in that little mold. It's not going to work for you.
Yes.
But you can use that structure and use it for what you
It
feel.
makes sense to you.
Yes.
Makes sense to your heart, makes sense to your soul. That's what it
Right.
needs to do.
Yeah, listen to your soul on this one.
Do a self-check.
So the last two cards is Justice and the Eight of Wands. This is just for, I think, one person specific. There is going to be some communication comes in a legal manner to you. So be open to it. It's going to happen toward the end of the month. I really feel that justice will be done in this situation, in this legal matter. So please don't despair. Just keep doing what you're doing. As long as you've done everything that you were supposed to do, it's going to go into your favor, and it's going to be a lot of big energy. Then with justice, it's that karma, and it's about, balance in your life. And I think that for some of you, you're going to have a lot of push and a lot of energy, but you need to maintain your balance as much as possible. Don't say yes when you need to say no. Don't let everybody around you and their energy sweep you up to where you're later going, oh my gosh, what have I done? Just keep yourself as balanced as possible.
Time to grow up.
Yeah. Just, it's okay to set your boundaries and move
Yes.
forward. So the card that we pulled, and like I said, sometimes we have two, but for this one, we really felt we were only supposed to do one because I usually let Lucy pick them, and it works out really good. But this one's called One Ring Circus, and I'm going to have Lucy read it to you, and it really fits.
It says, you are capable and competent. Independence is key now as you step into your journey today. Others may not have the vision or resources that you need. Recognize that all the wisdom you've acquired along the way makes you particularly competent, capable of moving forward with assurance. Self-reliance is important. Another aspect to consider is maintaining clear boundaries between you and another. Be discerning about your partnerships at this time. When you know who you are and have a healthy sense of where you end and others begin, you're able to enter into the best kind of relationships and will attract people who mirror back your wholeness. Interdependent relationships are always mutually supportive, stimulating, and transforming. You can achieve anything at this time.
So remember that. You can achieve anything at this time. That's not a coincidence on this. There's a reason for that. So right now, I just really feel like I'm supposed to speak peace upon you, and I speak clarity of mind, and I speak wisdom upon you. So just remember that and allow yourself to be open to your intuition, and yet be magnanimous for you this month. And don't let the worries overwhelm you. Listen to yourself and go with it. All right, Taurus, thank you for taking the time and spending with us. We really appreciate your likes, your comments. We want to know how this is affecting you and if it's helping you. So feel free to go ahead and comment. We try to answer within a day or two, depending on Lucy's busy schedule and my busy schedule.
Yeah.
So thank you for being with us today. And we hope you have a wonderful month for the month of August. So walk in peace, light, and love.
Goodbye.